In 2018, did you submit an application for funding to DARPA for a project entitled Diffuse?
Yes, EcoHealth Alliance submitted
On this
a proposal.
did you collaborate with Ralph Barrick from the University of North Carolina?
UNC was one of the co-investigators on the proposal, yes.
With Dr. Ralph Barrick?
Yes, he was on the proposal.
On this proposal, did you collaborate with Zhengli Shi from the Wuhan Institute of Virology?
Yes, they were involved in the proposal.
Were there any other Chinese collaborators on this proposal?
I don't know. I'd have to check the proposal, but I think it was just that organization. I'm not sure.
The organization being?
The Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Thank you. So others maybe from the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
It'll be in the proposal. I've got a copy if you want to.
We'll take a look at that. A draft of the diffuse proposal was released via FOIA and had some comments in it regarding where the work would take place and the biosafety level for it. The first comment is up on the screen. It has the initials PD. Did you write this comment?
Yes.
Can we get it up on the screen? Okay. It says, Ralph Zhengli, if we win this contract, I do not propose that all of this work will necessarily be conducted by Ralph, but I do want to stress the U.S. side of this proposal so that DARPA are comfortable with our team. Once we get funds, we can then allocate who does what exact work. And I believe that a lot of those assays can be done in Wuhan as well. The proposal says that Dr. Barrick would reverse engineer spike proteins to test their capacity to cause disease. Were you also intending that the WIV conduct some of the work?
If you look at the language in my comment...
Yes or no, please?
No, the language says assays, not experiments. Already the WIV is clearly listed in the proposal to conduct some assays.
Why did you want to stress the U.S. side of the proposal?
Well, I checked with DARPA if it was okay to include a Chinese collaborator on the proposal. They said yes. They checked with their higher-ups and said yes. So we went ahead with that. But I was still concerned that we didn't want to have too much American taxpayer dollars going to China. So that's the meaning of that.
The second comment is up on the screen, and again, it has the initials PD. Did you write this comment?
Yes.
It says, I'm planning to use my resume and Ralph's, period. Linfa, Zhengli, I realize your resumes are also very impressive, but I'm trying to downplay the non-U.S. focus of this proposal so that DARPA doesn't see this as a negative. Again, your language of attempting to downplay how much work would occur in China.
Well, there's nothing...
Why?
Sorry.
Why?
Oh, well, there's nothing unusual about this at all. If you're writing a grant to a federal agency, it gets reviewed by a committee of outside scientists. It's not necessarily... DARPA telling me it's okay to include Chinese and foreign collaborators doesn't necessarily mean the reviewers know that or are going to see it in the same way. So I simply wanted to stress the US side of the proposal. I was trying to explain to our colleagues why their CVs weren't going to be in. We were limited in the number of CVs we could add. That's all. It's quite simple.
Thank you. So you were downplaying how much work...
I mean, I say it right there in that comment.
Did Dr. Shi contribute to the drafting of the proposal at all?
Of course, yeah. All collaborators did.
Third comment is up on the screen. And this time it was written by Dr. Barrick and says, in the U.S., these recombinant SARS coronaviruses are studied under BSL-3, not BSL-2. In China, might be growing these viruses under BSL-2. U.S. researchers will likely freak out. Were you proposing to do the work in diffuse at BSL-2?
No.
In fact, you write in the proposal that the choice of BSL-2 is more cost-effective. Dr. Barrick testified that he does this work at BSL-3 and in fact encouraged you to do the same. What's more important to you, biosafety or cost?
Well, look, EcoHealth Alliance maintains the appropriate biosafety levels for our research. The proposal includes research which, according to both US and Chinese biosafety rules, which I have right in front of me, are BSL-2. It also has research which, according to both US and Chinese rules, are BSL-3. The final proposal is the proposal of record, and it is absolutely correct in the definition of biosafety levels that go into this. This is simply a draft proposal where one group's suggesting one thing, another is suggesting another. The final proposal is what matters. And I want to remind the committee that this proposal was not funded. The work was never done. It is utterly irrelevant to the origins of COVID.
Well, it's not irrelevant, Dr. Daszak. It's very relevant. And, you just stated that China, those are China standards. So you're okay with China standards as opposed to the U.S. standards. And it does matter whether it's at a BSL-2 or BSL-3, as Dr. Barrick pointed out. And it also is important to understand that you intentionally downplayed the role of China. Between your actions to DARPA and those with NIH, you have failed to be a good steward of taxpayer dollars. And it's our recommendation that you do not receive any more.